So like for me, it can't even just be a weight loss right now. Like I'm also lean right now. Like I don't need to lose weight. So when I fast, it has a spiritual or
Yeah.
something,
Right.
something
Right.
like that. Because if not, it's not enough for me.
As
Right.
far as
It
the
just
meaning,
feels so good. So
exactly.
like just a challenge. I'm not like I just finished 75 hard, and let me tell you, I haven't done
Oh,
anything
we have a
hard
lot
in
of
so
friends doing the
long.
75. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like so I just finished it. It was excellent. I don't like
Yeah.
challenges typically. I
Okay,
did it.
check if
Oh,
we're live.
Yeah. Oh,
oh, we're live.
Awesome. Okay, now we're officially live.
Okay, now
Okay.
we're official.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let me scooch in a little bit because I can't
Okay.
really see myself.
All right, you good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Fat Fuel Family Podcast. I'm your host, and I'm joined by my firecracker wife,
Oh, that's
Maura.
my
How are you, my
that's my
love?
adjective today. I'm doing great.
We're super excited because
Yes.
we are with some people that are just pure sunshine, pure positivity. Let me give you guys a little intro. So we're with Joe and Toya from Keto Hope Dealers. They are the faces and powerhouse couple behind Keto Hope Dealers. They're all about helping others crush obesity while spreading hope. They're not medical professionals, nor do they claim to be. They're just a determined couple getting healthy together the keto way. They're also parents of 5, and this makes us and God smile. Toya started her keto journey alongside. I told you guys, God loves us having kids. Be fruitful and
yes.
multiply. It doesn't get much simpler than that.
I
And
love
Right.
it.
and and have a beard. And with Joe's
And
rocking
have
the
a
beard,
beard.
you gotta
And
have a
have,
beard.
Right.
does it say that in the Bible? Have a beard.
I don't know, but Jesus had a beard.
Right.
All of them had beards, so it's
Right.
like, you know,
It's just like
they were
assumed. Yeah.
they
They're
were
like,
they had
it's a thing.
something right. So let's the quick thing on Toya. So she started her keto journey alongside Joe in 2019 when she realized how unhealthy she had allowed herself to get. Asthma attacks, anxiety, and depression led to her wake up call in 2019. She got on the scale and was close to hitting 260. And mind you, she had hit 275 with her last pregnancy. She lost over 65 pounds on the keto lifestyle and made a vow to never go backwards. Now, Joe was your typical man who loved carbs, but he was miserable. He had previously dropped down to 335, but that 335 was that magic number that he couldn't get back to. So he hit that achievement. The scale wouldn't budge, and he magically ended up at 350-ish again. He gave up and lost hope, and he started to have that mindset of, I'm just going to be big forever, which I can't
Yeah.
tell you
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many people
Yep.
just say that, in their
Yep.
20s, 30s, 40s.
I
They just
know.
think, well, I'm in my 40s now.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Forget
like,
it. Yeah.
I'm just going to
Yep.
always be big. And that's not the
Yeah.
And
case.
just
I
let
mean,
it
we see
go.
people
Yep.
getting retired from the pro leagues, linemen, people like that, that they're in their 40s and they're still, you barely
Yeah.
even recognize them. They look like NBA
Yep.
Jam heads, like their heads are so big because their body's shrunk.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but this is my favorite part. So one day in 2019, Toya wanted to try keto with him, and he said, "No, I will just cook your meals for you." And after several rejections, Toya had enough and voluntold him to do
That is.
keto.
I love it. She's like, here's the deal.
That's right.
Uh,
Yes.
and so yeah, since starting his keto journey in July of 2019, he's dropped down to 283. We love their energy and their positivity, and we know you all will as well. Welcome to the show, Joe and Toya.
Thank you.
Thank
What's
you.
up,
Thank you. Good to be
guys?
here. Hey,
How are
hey.
you doing today? Thanks for
We're
being
good. How are
here.
Yes.
you
Feeling
guys?
good. Feeling good.
Good. Yeah, like it just like, we just ran into you guys like literally like it was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even know how. It was like one of those nights where I was on my phone late and usually am never on my phone and it was
Yeah.
almost like midnight or something because it's like
So
nine
random.
nine over where you are.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, who are these people? And then it just like your profile just like popped out to me and I was like, just the energy, I love it. So, we're happy to have you guys.
Yes. We are so happy to be
Yes. We're
here. We're
glad to be here.
honored.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much. Thank you.
So, all right. I don't know if you guys know how we start things. And we didn't even all the time that we spent talking, we totally forgot to go over
So
this.
we're just
Right.
gonna catch you off guard. Is this my question? This is my question.
Yeah, and let's
Oh
have
no!
them
She,
both
look
share.
at.
You're gonna both
Okay.
answer. So we're gonna kind of whoever is gonna have to be put on the spot. But we
Okay.
always lead off with the question: what is the most critical problem that you're currently trying to solve?
And this could be
And this could be
something
anything.
personal,
It
it
could
could
be
be something
personal.
you want to change in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to go
Have
first?
at it.
I think mine's the more deeper one. I always, my issue is, and that I have a struggle with for a long time is comparison.
Oh, that's a
You
good
know,
one.
that started as a teenager, just feeling like I was not as significant enough or important enough to share my opinion or my feedback. And so I would always, you know, go to someone else or, you know, an elder and ask them, what should I do? And I never trusted myself to give myself the answer and make a right logical decision. And it wasn't until, you know, a couple of years ago when we moved here to Vegas, it was just like God was literally enlarging my territory and preparing me for what was to come. We didn't know all of this was going to happen. And He was preparing me for a place where I could be confident in myself and not compare myself, you know, to left and right, because we don't know what they struggle with in their home. We can see from the outside, but it's like it was the preparation of having me be more confident in myself so that I could spread genuine hope, not the hope of, hey, just be hopeful or whatever, but inside I'm struggling and I'm suffering. So my weakness and what I struggle with is the comparison. And 2 days ago, I decided enough is enough. You have to start somewhere, but you can't compare what you don't have to someone that may have, because they worked as hard to get there. So you got to do the work so that you can do it as well.
I love that. I
That's
love
Yeah.
one of
that.
the best things we've
That's
gotten
really good.
in 2 years
Yeah.
of doing this. I've never heard that one, and we've heard a lot of them.
Comparison
Really?
is the thief of joy, and it's so
Oh.
hard now with social. I mean, not hard. It's actually easier
It
to
is,
fall into
sis.
that with social media, right? Because we're seeing everybody's
Yeah.
highlight reel, but really,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
it's not like sometimes I told Danny like we should just post the truth one day.
Yes.
Like,
I'm like,
Yes.
I'm so
and
annoyed
it's
at this
still-
dirty
You
house
guys
right now.
do. Yes.
Every time you try
Yeah.
to be real, like it still puts like this shiny coat on it, and I don't know how it happens. Like,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
you know, you're really trying to be real, 100% raw,
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
and Instagram somehow still.
And even when you see successes, like man, sometimes then you'll hear people's stories and you have no idea what they had to go through or give up
Come on.
to
Yeah.
get where
Right.
they've been. And you're just
Yes.
like, wow, you know. So I love that.
Yes. Yeah. And we just choose to celebrate people. We've
Yeah.
learned that it's not about competition to us all the time. We want to be able to work together and bridge that gap, because when you are working together and you're collabing with people that may seem to other people as competition, so many powerful things can happen. Matter of fact, Dan, you did it the other day with all those guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did he do that? He got all these people from different walks of life together to have a very important conversation.
Right.
I love that.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I always say it's you know, because a lot of us are in the same space, you know, so we think
Yes.
we have this limited mindset, like this pie is one size, and it's like if
Right.
I take a
Yes.
piece of the pie, that I'm taking away from you. But
Right.
I learned this. I don't know if you guys know Sean. What's Sean's last name? Sean Model is on Instagram. He Sean Stevenson. Yeah, I mean he's amazing. He wrote Sleep Smarter. He has the Model Health Show. I listened to it. I've only known him from the Good Dad Effect. It was like
Yeah.
podcast, and he's like, this is a cooperation. We are all
Yes. Yes.
we're
On the same
competing.
mission.
There's a market there,
That's right.
but there are so many people that need help, and we need to cooperate with
Yes.
each other.
Right.
You know, promote
Yes.
each other's stuff.
There you
You know,
go.
there's gonna be. I could have like I have a friend that I just talked to, Tara. She's coming out with an app. I'm coming out with an app too. I were
Exactly.
to think,
Come
or
on.
she were to think like that I'm gonna be. We have different demographics, and I could be saying the same exact thing,
Yes.
and
Right.
it will not connect with the person. But
Yeah.
Tara says it, and it
Exactly.
connects.
That's right.
Right.
You know?
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
Exactly.
Yep. What about you?
Yeah.
So, something that I'm struggling with is I'm the behind the scenes guy. So, you know, I do all the grunt work, the heavy work, the graphics, the technical stuff. But
Yeah.
because we are a business, I have to be out in the forefront, and I don't always have those business tools that I should have because I like to be behind the scenes. So just
Yeah.
putting myself out there to learn more
Yeah.
outside of being comfortable is
That's
where
right.
I'm at right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Yeah,
that's
good.
me.
Yeah.
I
She
just like
like,
to do what
yeah.
I like to do. And like, you
Yeah.
know, when, for example, like when I was a medical
Yeah.
device rep, we just had money coming out of everywhere because the money was good, but it was part of the beast system. I couldn't stay with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you have all this
Yes.
money, you know, you just are like, I'm not gonna do that. You know, I'm just not.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
kind of a diva. But
Yeah.
then when you're like grinding, you
Yeah.
have to start doing that. And that for me has
Yes.
been coming up on 3 years now in August.
Yeah.
You know, that struggle. So wow,
Yes.
that one really Really
Yeah.
connected. I connected with that one because I could feel you on that one.
Yes.
About the comparison is, I think one of the biggest things that people can do to improve their lives, like 1 second, is stop scrolling. Go in there,
Wow.
go in there, put your post in, and like, if there's someone in particular, someone you want to follow that's a friend or you look to,
Right.
go to their page. But the scrolling, it's just something about the scrolling that
Yes, yes,
I can
yes,
guarantee it's probably changing your mind into the same type of addict mind where it's like,
yes.
100%. But I do have something to say about that, like a little trick, because the work that I do involves me having to scroll
Oh, yeah.
and look for
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
And so, and I work with a lot of women, and I feel like mostly women, we can really in this comparison thing. And like, there's a little trick that I try to do and like share with my girls that I mentor. Just like whenever you feel that urge to compare or judge,
Yes.
even like
Yeah.
take a step further and reach out to that person. Like I literally will actually
Yes.
compliment the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just like do the complete opposite gesture, and it's just like it
Yes.
changes your mindset. And just it's like an because it's all an invitation. It's like what Jen says. Like everything is an
Yes.
invitation. So like how are you going to
Yes.
respond? This is an invitation to judge, or an invitation to accept this person
I love that.
and love them
Yes.
for
I
who they are,
love
where
that.
they're
Yeah.
at. And so yeah, that's just a really because even if you're comparing, right, or feeling bad about yourself,
Yeah.
like, you could still compliment that person, and it
That's
really
right.
just it's never gonna feel bad ever. It's only
That's
gonna
right.
improve
That
your
is so
mood.
good.
So
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that, man. I'm telling you, she's this last
That
year.
was
I'm
good.
just trying to keep up after this last year. She's developed herself so much.
Oh my goodness.
She's
Yeah.
like, I'm usually the one who's like, trying to tell her about a book or something, and she's just like,
Right.
she's
Mm-hmm.
on point, man. All right, so I wanna get like, we sort of talked about it, but I want to just get like those pain points and like really what got you guys to where you are. So I want to hear both of your superhero origin stories. So we'll start with you, Toya. Just kind of go into it. We mentioned the asthma, the depression, the anxiety. I mean, and you guys are probably close to the same age as us. So there was obviously some time that went by with pain that you just decided that you were going to live with pain. So it's I just want to know like what snapped it, and walk us through that, and then we'll go to you, Joe.
I got you, brother. So my journey, yeah, it was the asthma. That was back in 2000. Before all the kids, 2000, about 2007, 6, something like that. And it was just, oh my goodness, it was downhill from there. I wasn't, first of all, easy on myself. I was hard on myself, and then I was bullied in high school. And then my last name was Boyd, so everybody would call me Boy. Hey, Boy, Latoya, Boy, And now I'm married and to a gay, and they're like, "Oh, you gay now?" Yes, I am. I'm very happy.
oh my God.
So yeah, right.
My assistant principal in middle school, Mrs. Gay, her son was Mark Gay from Shy. You guys remember Shy from the early 90s?
Like
The singing group.
And if
Yeah.
I ever
Ever
fall in love.
Oh, you better stop.
Yeah, he passed
What's with the
all
song?
these early 90s
Yeah.
kids like
They don't know about that
yeah,
music.
he passed away, which is sad. But yeah, Mrs. Gay. I mean, it's like Mark Gay was part of
I
Shy.
didn't know that.
didn't know
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Good to
yeah,
know.
and
Well, not good to know, but sad to hear.
it
but
is sad to hear. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think from there it was like yo-yos. I would do Weight Watchers. I would try different things, and then the anxiety started. It was worse. And everybody always used to tell me, pray it away, pray, pray, pray. And I'm like, I'm praying and it's not working, And then I had to get to a point of it's okay to get help, because it was like I was going down unspiraling. It was just literally everything around me was just, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I realized, like, I got to do something. We moved to the Vegas. Y'all know it's hot here. It's hot and dry. And as soon as I got here, I mean, my skin broke out. I was huffing and puffing. I was huge. I was literally hitting 265, almost 270.
Yeah.
And we went to Hoover Dam, and I was huffing and puffing. I couldn't even lift up my daughter because my back was hurting because I'm heavy chested. Like, it was everything hitting me all at the same time. Anxiety, hypothyroid, everything you can think of, you name it. It was what I struggled with. I don't have a gallbladder. I had to get that taken out. A week
Yeah, I
later,
mentioned that.
I
I
was,
should've mentioned
yeah. Like, after that got taken out, I was right back in the hospital for 3 days because I was bleeding internally from the surgery. And all of this still didn't hit me to change my habits. it wasn't until 2019 when we got here, and I looked at my husband, and I would watch him every night. I'm trying not to get emotional because this is my why. This is why I choose to do this. You know, every night my husband would prick himself with that stick, that diabetes, you know, for your diabetes.
The insulin.
Yeah.
And I would see it and I would hear it. I would be here in the living room and I would hear it tick, 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 tick. And I knew it pierced his skin. And I hated it because he is too young to be dealing with that. And then having high blood pressure. He dealt with that all his life. But it wasn't just him. It was the fact that I said enough is enough. We have 5 children, just like you said, you know, Danny, and that hit me is that we don't have just 1, 2, we have 5 that are looking up to us. And we're sitting here not taking care of our body the way we need to. So my turning point was literally through my husband, you know, to be not to be funny, but looking at him pricking himself and doing it every single day, and his feet, you know, numbness. He didn't even know where it was coming from. All this stuff he was having, I was like, enough. I was like, you know, I like my joke. I was low key. Remember on low key on Avengers when the Hulk jumped in there? He was like, enough. I will not stand for this.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you, I love that show because he said enough, and that's what I had to say to myself in that same octave. Enough. I won't stand for this. I'm not gonna let you die, and I'm not gonna sit here and die. If it's up to us, we're gonna make those changes because we want to live. We don't want to die, and we have to stay here for our kids. So my why was me, not being selfish, me taking care of me, because if I'm not here, can't help anybody. My husband's not here, he can't help anybody. So that brings it to him. You know, I wanted, and now I no longer have to take my inhaler like talking about. My thyroid is regulated. You know, I no longer really deal too much with anxiety because it's balanced, but I feel the best I felt in years. All thanks to, you know, the ketogenic lifestyle.
Your skin looks great. I mean, it's just,
yes,
it goes
thank
on
you.
And on and on.
Thank
and,
you.
You know, I'm going to say this because I've noticed this, like, you know, we take it for granted, but there's a lot of people, they don't have that knowledge that we are made to be healthy.
Yes.
Like, we aren't this thing that has to go through this system. How did we survive all these years without all these medicines? You know,
Exactly.
like, we did. And like for you to know that that's wrong, I'm willing to bet there's a lot of people who just think, okay, it's time for insulin. Like, no, that is not a part of your human development.
It's not a part
Yes.
of it. Yeah.
It's not
we
how
chalk
it
it up
goes.
we chalk it up to age, or that it's normal.
Yes.
It happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Or it runs in the family. We hear that all the time.
Or it runs in the
But
family.
it stops here.
Not to,
It stops
not
right
to
here.
say that, not
Yeah.
to say that we're not predisposed. We all have our
Right.
things that we are
Right.
exposed to. But it's on us
That's right.
and our lifestyle. You
That's
know,
right.
For me, it's Alzheimer's. Like, I saw my grandmother be a prisoner in her body. It is so scary, to be
the
honest.
frustration in her eyes.
It's
that she can't
terrifying.
communicate.
Like, for me, that's my worst nightmare. I'm like, just kill me.
Yes,
Like, I can't-
mine too.
like, that's
Yes.
And that we're finding out now, they're calling that diabetes type 3. They're finding out that it's
Wow,
literally
type
insulin
3.
resistance. That's what they're starting to call it. Like, they're starting to call it insulin resistance of the brain. And it's all like, her diet was terrible. She would literally drink beer. She was very depressed. She would drink beer. She was alone. And then she would eat her ice cream. She was never overweight or anything. And so you think you're healthy, but it's like your brain is in there just deteriorating.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
so
Yes.
important. These choices matter. It matters.
Yes, it does.
I mean, look at all the list of things that you got with the thyroid, the skin, the asthma, the this and that,
So much.
and it's literally just from a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, I mean,
Yes.
Black people, Latin people, we are more predisposed to
Exactly.
these things.
Yes.
We just are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
now
Good.
it's the kids too. Like, the kids are, it's like normal now for
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
to have a
Yep.
so
Yep.
good for you guys, and you guys are just setting
Thank
that
you.
example for your
Thank you.
children, and
Yes.
that's all you can do is model that behavior, and they're gonna
Yes.
remember, and they're gonna follow that. They will, even if
Yes.
they stray, they're gonna remember.
Thank you guys. What about
yeah,
you?
let's hear it from you, Joe, because it's
Yeah.
always hard.
It's
I'm
hard.
just gonna cook for you. I
Yeah.
can hear you because I
Right.
do it all the
It's
time.
tough
Right.
for the
Don't take
kids.
away my mashed potatoes. Don't take away my bread. Don't
But
take away
bacon,
my pasta.
Yes.
we got bacon, okay?
Yeah, we do got bacon.
We win because we got
Right.
bacon.
All right, so I mean, I've gone up and like, to be honest, it started when I was young. My mom would have food, she wouldn't finish it. She'd be like, "Hey Joe, come finish it."
That's my mom.
And
Yeah.
and growing up, you know, she was like, you know, she would call me her little garbage disposal, so she wouldn't have to waste any food. And it stuck with me as I
Yeah.
got older because I was very, very active. Then
Yeah.
we moved out of the city into, well, actually, we was on a military base, so I was always outside. Then we were in the city, I was still outside. Then we moved to the suburbs. I didn't know anybody. I was in the house. So all that eating, although I was burning it
Started catching
before, it started gaining weight.
Yeah.
And so then as I started getting older, my parents would be like, you need to stop eating so much. But they kind of encouraged it. So I had this, I guess it will be an eating disorder until you change your mindset about the way you think and and look at food. In 2012, we did a thing. We were in this MLM and we were encouraging other people to get healthy, and we was drinking this meal plan shake, and we were doing great, but we backed out because the culture wasn't right.
Yeah.
Telling people,
Yeah,
get a loan,
culture could be
get a loan to
really
join in, and like, no, why put people in
Yeah,
debt
it's
just
kind
to,
of
you know?
fake
So,
and
No, indeed. Yeah.
so we backed out, and although I knew what to do, I didn't do anything about it, and I think I dropped down to like 310 pounds, and from that time up until sometime later, I got to like 360, 367, 370.
Yep.
My heaviest weight was 390 pounds.
Yep.
Wow.
391 pounds.
Yep.
And that was the first time I learned about having diabetes. So I took some pills and I dropped some weight. I stopped eating out fast food. I ate more cooked meals. Although the cooked meals weren't healthy, it wasn't fast food. So I dropped some weight from that. And I was just yo-yoing all throughout the years. And this last time when I had weight gain, because I dropped down to 305 because I had a personal trainer and I was working out. We got into a situation to where I couldn't afford the services anymore, and I guess because I didn't have that accountability, the weight climbed back up, and I gained 60 pounds from March to October,
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
and that was in 2018.
7 months.
Or
Yep.
yeah, 2018, or 2017, and then we came out here to Nevada, and before that. That was the first time I had to take insulin shots.
Yep.
Like when they told me, I was like, I have to stick that in me? Like my grandma had it. Both my grandmothers had it. My uncles dealt with it. And I'm like, now I have to do it? I dropped some weight. I got down to that 335 mark, like you read earlier, but I couldn't get under that. And I still had to take the shots. And like I was
Insulin is like working against you.
Yeah.
Right.
The insulin
Yep.
works against you because it's anabolic in your fat, in your muscle. It makes you grow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And I knew what foods to eat, the whole foods, the clean eating, all that. But it gets tiring after a while.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's not sustainable. Not for me. It's
Yeah,
not
and you
sustainable
suffer.
for me.
Portions.
Right.
And it's
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And
hard.
then my wife was like, "Hey, I see my friend doing this, and we're gonna do keto." I said, "Okay, you go right ahead."
You sure did.
But I mean, because when I had my personal trainer, I did it for like 3-4 weeks, but I was burnt out because I didn't know what to eat. They didn't. All they knew was go search up keto. They didn't have any real instructions for me on what food I should eat. So it was like all I ate was omelets and chicken and
And
broccoli.
that was it.
And after 3-4 weeks, I'm like, man, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do something else.
Something.
So
Real-
from
real
from,
food.
from that experience, I never wanted to do keto again. Then when I decided to do it, I was like, looking at Google and stuff like that, we can only do it for like 6 months.
And let's
It's,
see.
it's not sustainable.
Right. Right.
It's not sustainable at all.
Right.
And we are now 2 years in, and it is sustainable.
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
This is starting to 3 years.
Is it?
Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. 2.
And I'm here to
Right.
say it's sustainable. After a month and a half on keto, I did not take insulin shots anymore. They took me off my insulin medication, the metformin, and all the other stuff that I had to take.
Oh, he gonna get me crying. Jesus.
I no longer had to take it. I had it got so bad to the point, like even like what made me go to the doctor to find out what was going on with me, my vision got blurry. I
Right.
thought it was my contacts.
Yeah, that's diabetes.
And so I went to the doctor. He was like, "Oh yeah, your blood levels are at 409." And I was like,
That's like an emergency. That's like an
Yeah.
emergency. It's like,
Yeah.
they was looking at me like, how are you still functioning
right
normally?
here.
Yeah. And so I know I'm jumping back and forth to past and
No,
current,
you're
but
good. You're good.
that's just where it was. And keto saved my life, wholeheartedly. Like even all the meal plans and the knowing what to eat and knowing what to avoid, it didn't help. Keto is the only thing that got me through it
Yes.
because I was able to eat, be full, satisfied. I love to eat.
Exactly.
Yep.
It got to the point where I used to be so frustrated because it was time to eat, but I couldn't because I wasn't hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
So-
weird problem to have. I
Yep.
get it.
Right. Yeah.
Get it?
The weirdest thing. I'm like, wow.
That happens to
Right,
me every
yeah.
day. I try to do like a 1-day fast or a fast long. Like when it's finally time to eat, I'm like, I'm not even hungry.
You're
now.
not right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm like, I'm in a good fasting zone right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
But
I'm so proud
that's
of you.
thank you. And that's pretty much it. Our kids have seen our weight loss go up and down throughout the years, so they've seen us be consistent being on keto,
With this.
Yes.
and that means a lot for the both of us because they've seen us struggle, and it lets them know that even though you fail in life,
That's
you can
right.
always
Yes.
get back up
Yes.
and stay consistent
Oh,
with
I
that one
love
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So important.
That's a good segue for the next one. But before I do this, and I don't want to make you cry, Toya, but just
I know.
think about this.
I'll cry, girl. Don't worry. I'm a
Okay,
crier,
cool,
so
okay.
I can't even look at you on the screen. I'm not even gonna look at
I
her.
get goosebumps because think about this right now.
Yeah.
If you were on insulin right now, forget about the health stuff. It's expensive.
It's so
Yeah.
expensive.
Yes, it is.
Like you
Yes,
would
it
still
is.
be on that insulin. Think about the thousands of dollars that you've saved. Think about
Yeah.
how your financial decisions change throughout the year. You don't
Yes.
even know what would have happened.
It's like an anchor.
Yeah.
Yes, it
So-
is. Yes.
Oh man, what a great story, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a good segue for the next question, what he just said, because
So
Yes.
before
Yes,
we go
exactly.
there,
before we were ahead.
praise report on that. I used to struggle
Yeah.
with the neuropathic pain. I don't feel
Oh.
it anymore.
No.
Oh, the no.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
not at all.
So
And
now
the
everything
acid
works better.
reflux,
Oh,
I
yeah.
struggled with that for like 20 plus years, no more.
No more.
And think about the fact that fat is acid, like fatty acids. They're
Yep.
they're acids, and they
Yeah,
tell us that we're gonna
no.
get acidic and all these things. And
Yeah,
Oh no, our
Oh, my
guts,
goodness.
well now we're a little bit more educated, on this stuff. So our guts
Right.
are way more acidic than even a lion. So
Right.
yeah,
we are meant to eat certain
Yes.
things. And I love the most, like the important thing, and like what I could relate to a lot too is, for me, I never got to the point where I was overweight because I was a dancer, but I had atrocious habits. Okay, I
Yeah.
would starve myself, literally starve myself, and then binge, and then I would do anything,
Yeah.
cigarettes, whatever it was, whatever's not
Yeah.
gonna make me hungry. I don't even care. That was the thing, right? So it's like, just because somebody's skinny doesn't mean they're healthy.
Right,
So that's like
yeah.
my whole point too. Like, just
Yeah.
because somebody's actually skinny doesn't mean they're healthy.
Yes.
Because I was skinny and I was not healthy, like at all.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but I couldn't. I was getting the bad advice. So whenever I would eat what I thought I was supposed to eat, I would gain weight. So it's like,
Right.
when you said like you didn't, like you could be full, that was huge for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I actually eat to satiety where I can actually finish a
Mhm.
meal and not
Right.
be thinking of my next meal already, with
Yeah.
like the whole chicken
Right.
and rice.
and
Like,
not
I did
having
that
to
too.
manage the portions.
And
to
not,
the
not
point.
I'm not about, Danny likes to track. He likes all the numbers and stuff like that because he likes to collect the
I
data.
don't.
To me, that's the bane of my existence. Like, to me, it's a
Right.
chore. It's like mopping the floor. So for me, I don't want to do that.
It's like a game
Yeah.
for me. I put it together.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm the
but
same
like-
way, sis. Yeah.
Like, that's great and everything. The truth is, though, is that you don't have to do that.
No, not
and,
at all.
And
Right.
honestly,
He's like, no, not at all.
the right human diet should not
Yes.
consist of us having to track our food. We should be able to eat
Yeah.
to satiety.
Yes. Yes.
And not every day is the same. Like, some days we eat more than others. Some days I'm way higher on protein or fat, and then other days I'm not.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So important. And it's so fun. I'm glad this is a question because I was actually going to ask.
Yeah, do it.
So, how did your children respond, and how have things changed at home for you all ever since changing your lifestyle? So, talk a little bit
Oh,
about the kids.
goodness.
All right, so
How old are they, by
They-
the way? Because I know you got 5. So what are
Oh, girl, I got to think on that one. Okay, so I got it.
17, 12, 10,
Oh.
6, and 4.
Oh, he did it.
What was it? What was it?
17, 12, 10, 6, and 4.
Yep. And I'm
Oh,
17. I just
okay.
graduated.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's good,
Right.
Space.
You know.
That's good.
I make it a running joke because I'm a dad. I'm like, all of them need to get out now.
Right.
They're like, just leave.
But if they
Yeah.
left, I'd probably be like, no, come back.
I know,
Right. Yeah.
exactly.
Empty nest.
That's us when we
Um,
like go on a little vacation. First
Right.
day, we're like, I wonder what the kids are doing.
Right.
All the time. That's me. That's me. Yep.
But as far as what changed in the house, I stopped buying certain ingredients. I did not convert them to what we're doing. I want them to have that choice because I don't want them to feel like, oh, they don't have these keto foods at my school or at this barbecue, and that's just too much pressure to put on a child.
Even if we had to make
Yep.
the meal, we wanted them to have an
Right.
option. Yeah.
So I limit the types of food that I bring in here while still giving them a choice. I try to watch ingredients because I just prefer them not to eat certain ingredients.
Yeah.
But more or less, they eat a regular child diet. They ask, we give them, unless it's a keto dessert, they don't get none of that.
Yeah. I don't share.
But,
We had to work that out.
Yeah,
But,
that's like
like-
when we have like people over and we start talking about what we're gonna make, and we're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna make them that almond flour dessert that's like
Right.
$15 for a pound
Right.
of.
Like that dessert
They're
cost me
getting flour.
$90.
They're getting the wheat. They're getting they're getting the Jiffy
I'm like, they don't
cornbread
even
mix.
appreciate it. You're getting Jiffy.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But it's just little small
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
to the habits, and we like I said, we understand there's a lot of our other friends that they do, they switch them over, like our, Maria Emmerich and things, and we're learning from her, because we want to eventually transition them.
Yeah.
But right now we think it's important because we didn't get a choice. Like my mom was like, get your butt up and go to church. I was like, I don't want to go. But what is that thing? Oh no.
No, yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
Maria's
we
kids
just-
and our boys, they get along like crazy. They love each other.
are you
They haven't seen-
serious?
Yeah, we've gone on the low carb
Oh my
cruise together a
gosh.
few times, and we it was
That is so
whenever we see
cool.
each other. But now we used to see each other
Yeah.
at KetoCon, and they haven't seen each other for now coming up on 2 years now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
choice is huge. We're the same way. I think the takeaways and we're in common there is we have non-negotiable things like we don't
Mm-hmm. That's
bring
right.
meat into the house. We'll do
Yep.
like gluten-free pasta for them because I see it. I see my youngest, he has eczema, he has behavioral issues. My oldest will start getting nosebleeds and things like that,
Mm-hmm. Right.
allergies,
Yep.
asthma. So we'll do gluten-free. We don't do food dyes, nothing like that. And for the most part, if he wants something, like last Friday, Desmond wanted Chinese food. And so he said, Papi, I got $23. I
I'll
want
buy
some
it.
Chinese food. I'm like, okay, you could buy that with your money. I'm just not going to contribute to that. And
Ooh,
just
that's
how
a
we
good
run it.
one.
Yeah. Use your own money.
Like
Use your
you
own
gotta
money.
buy it. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's real good. Yes, but yeah,
Yeah,
we'll eventually,
okay, so
transition.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you guys want to say anything else about the kids? Like they get their own choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
They-
And honestly,
involving
modeling
them.
the behavior.
Yeah.
Yes,
They-
exactly.
They ask, can we bring more healthier options in the house?
Yes.
So
Even the
love that,
toddlers are like,
yeah.
is that keto? Is that keto? Like the toddlers,
Oh
and
my
I think
gosh,
that
it's
is
so
what
funny.
makes, it makes
Oh,
such
the
a
toddlers are care.
difference. Because what 6 and 4, right? 6 and
Yeah.
4, and Jordan Trinity. Every time we get something,
Is that
Dad, is
keto?
that keto?
Is that
And I'm
keto?
like, oh, look at that,
Oh yeah, they learn. It's so funny.
Yes,
My
yes.
little one would be like in the store and they'd be like, chemicals. I'm like, shh. I'm like, people do not.
I know, right?
Yeah, but
know.
you
I
guys,
love
the
it.
best
I
thing,
love
it.
the best thing you guys
Brainwashing.
can do is just model that behavior, right? Like maybe the older
Yes.
ones, maybe they, even if they do have, like, they're kids, right? Like my kids the other day,
That's right.
like, I don't know what, Desmond got some
Mhm.
candy thing yesterday, but whatever. The goal is to not cause an eating disorder in them. Because we
Yes.
have had, this
Oh,
one can be a little
yes.
strict sometimes. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude,
I
relax.
just what is it that
Sound like this
bothers
one.
me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, that's me.
I'm not gonna forget my thought. I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
Um,
You will forget.
He's like,
Yeah.
watch it.
But yeah, so like for me, the main goal is like when these kids leave, man, they can head straight
Yes.
for Krispy Kreme for all I care. But guess what? If anything does happen to them, where they start having symptoms, they start getting sick. They're
Yes.
not gonna go to a pill. They're not gonna
Right.
Yes.
say, "Oh, I need to go get a prescription." Like
Or
their
go to
a-
their
Yes.
first thought is gonna be, "What am I eating? And what
Yeah.
can I change in my
Exactly.
lifestyle?"
Right.
That's the point,
Right.
because we can't control them. Like
Yep.
they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
That's the most
Exactly.
important thing.
And can I
that's what think
piggyback on that?
everybody should-
Yes, of course.
Yeah, for a second, when she said that, that actually hit me because I think about, the choices they make and what we do as parents. All we can do is what we can do the best when they leave. And I think that's so critical because our kids look at that
Yeah.
and they take that and they're like, okay, our parents instilled this in us, so now they have to make the choice. And I think that's with anything. It was something she said, and now I'm forgetting it, so now I can't remember. But it was really good. I think just modeling and just letting them see a better option, a better lifestyle. And then you just pray that when they leave out of the nest, that they'll make the right choices, for their health. But that's, pills.
Oh, yeah.
Pills.
Yeah,
That was something I blamed myself for a long time because our oldest sons, including our daughter, struggle with ADHD, including my husband. And I used to blame myself, like, am I causing it? I was like, our whole family is crazy, And like I said, we're believers. And so I prayed. I was like, I don't want them on medicine. I don't want to be on medicine all my life. I won't be on it. When I had my doctor, she was like, you're going to be on thyroid medicine all your life. I said, oh, you think so? Watch me. And so, and I'm working every single day because I'm tired. And it is what you said, it's food.
Yeah.
It's so many foods out there that cause the ADHD symptoms. And I'm tired of that. Like them not having an appetite and not eating. And that's not normal. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's a side effect
not.
of a pill that I don't like in my children and my husband. Like,
It does. It makes
Dependency.
and not sleep. And I have really
Yes.
bad ADHD. And let me tell you, like, the food is very important for me. If I
yes.
even if I'm eating like the fasting, you probably feel really good with fasting, huh? If you have ADHD, like I feel the best and focused laser when I'm fasting.
Yeah.
Like I fast
Yeah.
daily simply for focus because if not,
Mm,
I just you know how it
yes.
is. It's bad. Like we don't like
Yeah.
it. We hate it. Like
Yep,
it's the
that's
worst
right.
thing ever. You get frozen sometimes where I just won't even do anything all day because I just can't
Yeah.
focus on anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Same. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, people say, oh, there's lots of diets, and I get it. I totally
Yeah.
understand that.
Right.
But now we're talking about put me head to head with another 40-year-old. Don't put me with a 20-year-old.
Yes.
Because you got that metabolic flexibility still,
Right.
probably when you're 20, 25. You could have great genetics.
Different
and your body
bodies,
hasn't
yep.
caught up with it. But now, I'm sorry, like, people ask me, oh, can you build muscle on keto? I'm like, for me, yeah, you can. It's going to take a little bit longer, but let's
That's
look
right.
at the long list of things on the side. Lower inflammation, the brain benefits. I
Yes.
can
Yeah.
look the same all the time without putting effort into it. Like, I
Right.
feel like the natural thing for us is just to grow. We just grow.
Yes.
If we eat the standard American diet, like, your friends,
Oh my
everyone
goodness.
around you is going to keep growing. And then
Yeah.
eventually they're going to be like, what is she doing? What is he doing?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So I love it for
That's
that reason.
exactly
And my
what's
friend
happening.
is like,
yeah.
he's like 40 years old, just like me. And he's like, the brain, that's the best part. Like, my brain
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
working so well.
Yeah.
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 For me, same
Can't
thing.
beat that focus.
That's
All
right.
right, we
sis.
want
Yeah.
to we want to finish this up with, like, we want to just blow you guys up a little bit. So, we talk about the magazine, and tell us a little bit more about the mission and like who you're trying to
Yes.
help and all that stuff.
Ooh, you want me to get that one?
All right. I'll start it off. You can jump in if you like.
Gotcha.
So the only thing we were doing was sharing our journey, and even then we was quiet for like 6 months before we even started because we didn't want to hear oh, you doing keto, oh, that's not gonna work, oh, and we didn't want to hear the negativity. So I was like, please just let's agree to not share anything. Like we'll share, we shared ourselves, but we never shared a side by side or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like people were noticing, but they weren't sure until we actually put it out there. And then we just started sharing more and more. And then we were like, okay, this might be something. Let's try to run with this and see where it goes. And we came up with some T-shirts and some quote cards. We have a planner. And one day my wife was like, God said, we need to do a magazine. I said, what?
Oh.
A magazine? We don't have the capital. We don't know anybody. We don't know anything about doing a magazine. Like
yeah.
we wrote a book. My wife wrote 2, and I'm like, the book is completely different than a magazine. Like the book, you do it once, and you hope it does good, and it can continue on from there. You might write another one, but a magazine, it ain't a one-time thing.
Ooh,
You have
it's
to
a
keep
lot.
going and going. So we taught ourselves. We had some help. We had a launch team that helped us grow and figure
Yes.
things out. And right now, we have I'm going to say, and I don't know what other people are going to say, like we're the first black couple who has the #1 magazine for the keto and low carb community.
Yeah.
Love it. I love that. Listen, you gotta every time you have an accolade, have to.
Yes.
I'm still going off of 2019 Best Keto podcast.
Best keto podcast.
Still going off.
Right.
Of that.
Yeah.
Best keto podcast.
I don't even have to win it again. I'm just
No,
gonna say
we won it
award
once.
winner.
and
No,
it's
that's
forever.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting. It is exciting because again, this was not us at all. And so we are honored to be able to do something like this in this capacity and go into the community and just literally be us.
Yeah.
That's all it is. This is all we
it.
can do and provide hope because we have enough amazing coaches out there, enough amazing, hey, there you go, fitness instructor. You got
Right.
Danny right there. Hire him. Enough people
Yeah.
everybody can get the help they need for coaching. But what our desire is to be able to utilize the power that we have inside of us, right? Because we're ministers or whatever. And so, we wanted to use that to go to the community and motivate people because we
Yeah.
didn't have that when we started. We started in 2019. It was overwhelmed. We Googled and that was it. That was the worst thing we could have did was Google keto.
So
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
And it was
No,
everything. We
there's
didn't
so
have
many
that what we
opinions.
have now. So we've learned that community is so important.
Yeah.
The right
And
community,
you
the
guys
people that are going
edify
to pour.
people. I love how
Yes.
you guys edify people every
Yes.
issue.
Yeah, so our issue is quarterly.
Yes.
It's KHD's Keto Magazine, and it's totally different from the others. We don't toot our horn, but we're just honored because this is a magazine that you're not going to just see, the big influencers, even though
Right.
they're my friends too. But we want real people with real results
Right.
Real
because
people,
we don't
real
want people to
stories.
feel like I got to have so many of this, or I got to be all together just to be on that magazine. No,
Right.
we don't. We want
No, you
real
don't.
stories. Because our
Yeah.
story impacted so many lives we didn't even know.
Right.
You will not know unless you do
You
it
have no
afraid. And
idea.
start with something. Start somewhere, but don't quit. So that's our goal. That magazine is showing people the resources that they need, right? When we go to the stores, what do you guys see? You see the magazines, they're amazing. There's lots of recipes,
Right.
but there's more than just recipes. We need to be able to have significance. Your life is significant. And if we put our health as a top priority in our lives, we will be here longer. But if we're sitting here just talking about recipes and we're not going into the substance of it and really digging in deep, your why, what is your why? Not just saying my kids, what is your why? Saying yourself is not selfish. And I had to get past that. And so this magazine is not about my husband and I. It's about you guys, our readers, because we asked them, what do you want to see? What do you need so much? Just like our ideal client, right? What is it that they need the most?
Right.
And that's why we have this magazine. And I'm not going to lie, guys,
Put
it's
yourself
been
in their
tough. Yes, it's been tough. There have been times I'm like, oh my goodness, can anything wrong happen? I wanted to give up because right now it's just us, our expenses, right?
Right.
And I think that's everybody. Entrepreneurs, we use our own
That's how it is.
money and we make sure and we pray that the revenue comes in as long as we do the work.
Right.
Because I see it so many, we make mistakes and we expect our friends that may have money to give us money. I'm like, no. Because I have family that, make money, right? But I wanted to do the work so that
Right.
our kids could see the sweat and tears, right? The work that we did
Exactly.
together because it's not easy. Nothing's easy in life. That wasn't promised. The challenge is what makes it so much fun.
Yeah.
The adventure so much fun. So we're just honored to be able to do
Yeah.
it for our
And what you
community.
said, it's so important because it's not about us. It's
That's
Right.
right,
you guys,
sis.
you guys found keto however you found it, and that's it. The moment that you guys started
Yes.
doing it, it was no longer about you anymore because you already
That's
found
right.
it. And you already
Nope.
had the solution. Even if you didn't have your results yet, they were coming, and they're still
That's
coming,
right.
guys. It's only gonna get better.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
year, it's more. It's just
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
telling you,
Yes.
Like
Like,
new achievement unlocked.
we call it
Yeah.
a mushroom. Like in Mario, when you get a little mushroom and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Power up.
and you like level up. I'm like, I think
they're gonna make me want to play that when I get off. Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Yes.
just reach a new level because like even like that keto, like you feel real good for
Yes.
6 months, but then you hit that year and you're like, wow. And then you hit
I
that
can't
second
stop.
year and
That's
you're like,
right.
oh heck yeah. And then you
Yes.
just keep learning your body more and more and
Yes.
tweaking and just it's incredible. But you
Yes.
guys, what you're doing, it's like this is your ministry. Like this is not about you
Thank
guys,
you.
and it's so important
Thank
to
you.
go into these communities because they really just they don't have this, they don't have the education,
right.
they don't have the support.
Nobody does.
Nobody
Yes.
does.
Nobody
So
does.
if
Yep.
anything, it's the opposite, right? They have a whole agenda pushing
Yes.
shoving it down our
Yes.
throat, like at all times, right? Like, so.
And our
incredible.
natural inclination is to just accept the path of least resistance. Yeah, you're right. I am
Yes.
predisposed. Yeah, you're right. There's
Yes.
there's there's issues that are systemic or things that don't put me in position. Like you said, you have to put in the work. Like the Bible very clearly that not to work. The curse was to hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
That's
before
right.
the curse,
That's right.
Adam had to name every single animal.
It would
He had
work,
to like
always
tend
work.
to it, but it was that hate of work that
It was
we
the
got.
attitude.
Yes. That's
The
right.
fellowship that you guys are, it's so important. Like people sometimes they get
Mm-hmm.
excited when I meet them, and they get nervous, and I'm always like, listen, you
That
know
was
what?
me.
Don't even worry about this, because I'm in the same position when I meet these people that
Right.
like, because it could be a
Yes.
football player, a basketball player, a movie star. I'll be like, oh, there goes, so and so. But if it's like someone who's in this with me, who's doing the same thing, we
Yes.
relate to each other so much more, and I get so excited
Yeah.
to meet them and to spend time with them.
Yes.
And we need community, we need fellowship.
That's right,
That's
brother.
actually
That's right.
This
That's right.
this
You guys
Sunday,
are-
that was what they talked
you're
about at
amazing.
church, and this morning, that's what my
Yeah.
devotional was about. So I'm like, okay, it's time to share my notes from church today on my story, because it was like somebody needs to hear this right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what?
Is one question if you guys want to give your input. Someone asked
Yeah.
about tracking, but we had pretty much kind of covered that, and then I kind of went in. Someone says, what about energy drinks that are marketed as zero carb? That's actually a really good question,
Yeah.
because we have this whole keto business now,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
it's keto. No.
Everything. Yep.
Right.
And it's all part of the journey.
It's
Some
all
of
part
us,
of it.
maybe we need
Yeah.
that little bridge.
Don't get me wrong.
Or just-
Don't get me wrong. I drink Diet Dr. Peppers.
Oh my God.
Oh, I have the orange. I love
That's
my.
one of my
First, probably
yeah.
my first year of keto. I was like, okay, that's keto, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Costco Diet
Yes.
Dr. Pepper, not drinking any water. Like,
Yeah.
so it's
Yep.
fine. Like, because sometimes I feel like people, they'll see me and Danny and they're like, oh, well, I can never do that. It's so unattainable. I'm like, I didn't just do this. I'm like, this is a process.
Yeah,
like,
we just
That's
keep
right.
I'm like, I
trying to
started
open
off
up a
with
little bit.
Hellman's and Diet Dr.
Mhm.
Peppers, guys, because it's
Yeah.
keto. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
but
Yeah.
you just go improving little by little. So,
That's
so yeah,
right.
what do you guys think
Yep.
about the energy drinks?
That's good.
He does it. I can't, because with the anxiety or whatever, it makes my heart, like, I have to be careful with the caffeine, because it
Yeah.
will have me like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what is going on? What, And so I have to take. But my husband, when he's tired of stuff, he just wants to be this hawk and and he wants to stay woke. And so, what do you think? Like,
So before I used to drink them all the time. Now learning more as I go in my journey, I try to avoid them. Like I bought some like 2 months ago, and they're still sitting in there.
they are.
See, that's good. That's good. These are
Yes,
all
yes.
being
Yeah.
honest with there's no judgment, there's no nothing. I just like our personal thing is just to go on that journey and to keep tightening up. I think that's
Right.
what
Yes.
we're supposed to do. You got to add a little bit of weight. You got to add a few more reps. You just got to make it a little bit challenging. So
for me, like I used to like energy drinks. First of all, anything marketed as keto, I would, because the
Be
question was
careful.
specifically marketed as 0 carbs. I would be very cautious in general of anything marketed
Yeah.
as keto. So
Yep.
just read ingredients. Artificial sweeteners,
it.
look, they can get you through, and I don't want to say no. But eventually, you're gonna probably end up wanting to get rid of them. They really
That's my
irritate
weakness.
your gut.
Mhm.
And not just that, they are actually sweeter than sugar, so they will
Yep.
just continue to fuel your cravings, and you're just making it so much
Right.
harder for yourself.
That's me.
Um,
Yep. The
so
keto
if you-
treats.
Really don't mind. Like I'll drink. Like I don't mind like doing like the exogenous ketones every now and then.
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
right
Just
now.
Right,
yeah,
me too.
prove
Yeah.
it. Get
Yep.
some like good quality ones, and that is at least you're getting ketones to your brain, so you're getting a little bit
Exactly.
better
Right. Yeah.
and you're not gonna have those jitters and stuff. Because I too have struggle with some anxiety, and like yeah, I'll overdo it on caffeine. and
Oh
then I'm
my
like,
goodness. Yeah. The nap, they do have a caffeine free, so I did use that.
Yeah,
And I didn't
I
have
do
a-
the caffeine free nap. Yep.
Yep.
And L-theanine, someone mentioned L-theanine. I totally agree. L-theanine is like it's a nootropic.
Oh, I actually put it in my coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keto brains.
What is it?
L-theanine. It's a nootropic.
Okay.
L/theanine.
Okay.
It comes from sunflowers, right?
I actually give it to my if you because I know you got all those kids. One of them is probably cuckoo.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, one of them's bound to be.
Right.
Here's mine. I'm like, here's mine. I'm like shooing him away. I'm like, go away. He just came in.
Yeah. I was just writing it
So
down. I
one
want
of
to check that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of my sons is very like, so we give him L-theanine as well.
Okay.
because it's a natural supplement. And so
Okay.
if you do drink coffee though, you'll like Keto Brains. It has it right.
Oh yeah.
So it's called
Try
Keto
that out.
Brains.
It's a
Okay.
MCT powder, but like one scoop has MCT oil. It has
Wow.
L-theanine, lion's mane, which causes neurogenesis. You can build new neurons, and alpha GPC, which is a choline donor. It basically a brain vitamin, and it's good for
Try
your
that
bile
out,
flow.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like we have a code. It's Vega 15, I think, or Danny 15. I get nothing from it. This is a brother and sister operation.
Yeah.
And when I
Okay.
see
Small
something
biz.
like that, I
Okay.
literally
So
went up to
Keto
them and they
Brains,
were like,
okay.
"Well, we can't really afford to pay you." I'm like, "Listen, guys, I'm not here to
Yeah, we
get
don't
you to
hurt.
pay me.
Yeah, if it
I'm
works,
here to
I'll-
tell
yeah.
you that I have 51,000 people that
Who are
if I
interested
tell
in
them,
this.
and I
Yes.
wanted to make this product
Yes.
and I slept on it, and you guys made it. So
Yeah, Danny
someone better.
literally wanted to make this exact
Right.
product.
Yeah.
And so,
We
Yes,
never did
that
it.
is
which is
crazy.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, you did it. So we're gonna help you.
So we're gonna help you. So
That's
like
right.
that's
Yeah.
we take that like every day.
Keto Brains is amazing. Whoever's in the chat. saying
Yeah.
Keto Brains is amazing. It is. It's so
We'll
good. I'm
have to
gonna
try
take this
that.
right now in my
That
coffee.
seems like
And it
we-
doesn't
yeah.
have sweeteners because I actually don't
Yeah.
like sweet coffee.
Yeah,
Like,
me
I don't
too.
like-
I'm
Are you serious?
the fattiness.
So I can't drink
Yeah.
coffee unless it's, and that's why I stopped. Like a lot of people do the what is that? The,
Bulletproof coffee.
I can't do it if it's not
You
sweet,
can't?
and I don't like coffee. Like my mom and my grandmother will
Oh,
wake up
okay,
with it, but
yeah.
I
See,
can't.
like the taste.
Yeah,
I like. I'm
but I like
cool
tea
with that.
though.
Been-
I was drinking
Yeah.
coffee in
You
my
like tea?
bottle probably.
I love tea. Yes.
You could probably mix it up with your tea.
Yeah, but it's more watery, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, I figured out smoothies. I could put in a smoothie.
Really, for sure.
Yep. I
Smoothie
sure
for
can.
sure.
Or even
Anything
in,
that
like,
mixes
yogurt.
well with coconut, because it has a coconut
Okay, cool.
flavor.
Okay.
Anything that goes.
Ooh, nice.
So,
Smoothies, yogurt, anything like that would probably work.
Okay, cool.
well,
I'm gonna try that.
I want to
Okay.
give you guys an opportunity. This was awesome, guys. Seriously, like
It
you guys,
was.
I feel
Thank
like
you.
you
Thank
know,
you. Thank you.
instant best friends right here. Tell us where everybody can find you, where everybody can find all of the things that you're doing.
All right, you can find us at Keto Hope Dealers. That's on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook,
everywhere.
TikTok.
Everywhere.
Across the board.
Are you on
KetoHopeDealers.com,
TikTok? Are you guys on
right?
TikTok for real? Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
find you on TikTok.
He
I'm
is.
on
I'm
there, but
old
I'm
school.
not-
I'm trying. I'm trying to get to it, but I can't do it.
I'm trying to, like, but miserably trying, not really.
Danny
Yeah.
doesn't try anymore.
Like, I'm getting
I
too
got
old
an
for this.
account.
I was like-
Well, now there's reels. Now there's reels, you guys. Just do
Yes,
reels.
and I do like those. Yeah.
Those are
Do
hot right
reels.
now. If you're trying to like grow your following, it's really hot.
So Keto Hope Dealers, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, KetoHopeDealers.com. The magazine,
magazine. How to
has
get
an
the
Instagram.
magazine.
Yes.
It's in your profile.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
It's in the Keto Hope Dealers profile. People can follow
Yes,
the
it's,
magazine.
it's under our link tree, and you can find the magazine there. You can follow us on KHD Keto Mag on Instagram and on Facebook. You can view the magazine. You can check out our affiliate program.
Yep.
You can check out how to get featured in the magazine, because once again, it's about the community. It's not about
Yes.
us.
Yes.
People
And the
think,
gear,
oh,
the
well,
clothing.
yes. You
Yep.
can find the clothing on KetoHopeDealers.com, but you can find the magazine on KHDKetoMagazine.com.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And we're gonna put that all in the show notes.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was great.
No,
this is
thank
exactly
you.
what I thought it was
Thank
gonna be.
Yeah. Have fun.
Thank you guys.
I
Yes,
know
this
you
is a good
guys-
time.
We just want to say thank you guys. You
Yes.
guys are amazing. Danny, you came out of nowhere, but I just want to say you are such a blessing.
Yes.
The things that you
you.
share has really touched me and pushed me to keep going. So I just want to say thank you for those words. It just really, really blesses me. You guys are just a force to be reckoned with. So I'm excited to see where God takes you guys. It's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah.
Likewise.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
And honestly,
Yes.
We gotta get together. You guys are in Vegas.
We do.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We're gonna have to go out to the West Coast. I need to go out there.
Yep. Yeah. You know what?
I'm in
Just-
Utah a lot, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, good. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you guys at?
Well, we're in Tampa, Florida, but
Oh,
come
We'll
to
be there in
Tampa.
August.
Listen,
We're gonna
if
be
you
in
come to
August.
Tampa,
Don't you
We're
need a
going to be in
vacation? We need a
Orlando
vacation.
in August.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
We're
So
literally,
yes.
You know
we're
who's
literally
gonna
an
be-
hour
you know who's
out.
going to be in Orlando in August? That would be crazy if all of us are at the same time. Roy's
Cool.
going to be in Orlando in
Roy?
August. Yeah. Roy Ross.
That's right.
where
Yeah,
we're
he's
going.
coming.
That's where
Yeah.
we're going.
Ryan's gonna
We're
be
gonna
there. Yeah.
We're going to be there with him.
Is there?
Y'all
Wait,
got
you're
y'all
going
gotta
to, you're
come,
going
man.
to
I'm telling
Universal
you.
and all that? Are you doing all that?
Yes. Well, we might if we take the kids. We trying to do just me and him. You know what I'm saying? Can we just get a little
Yeah.
quality time?
I know.
5 kids in Orlando.
No more kids. No more. Kitchen closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll link up.
Well,
link up.
well, yeah, we'll definitely link up. We're like right there. We're like an hour out.
Okay, cool.
From
Yep.
Orlando.
Cool.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'm in Utah a lot, so we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there in September
Yep.
in St. George.
That's my birthday
Um,
month. Okay.
which St. George is actually closer to Vegas.
good.
So
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 hours away from here.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
That's easy.
The only reason I know is because you actually have to take this tiny little airplane into St. George, and one of the girls was like, did not like that, like because you could feel the
Are you
turbulence.
still a
Like,
small airplane?
so
Oh,
she
no.
actually
Mm-mm.
drove. She canceled her flight on the way back, and she was like, "I'm gonna fly out of Vegas. No way," because she didn't want to take
my
that
God,
little
those small
that little
plane- oh,
plane.
no.
'Cause there's nothing in
Mm-mm.
St. George. It's like
Yeah.
fly to St. George.
Yeah.
It's popping now, but yeah. So Vegas is close by,
Yes.
so we could totally do it.
Okay.
Over there.
Yep. We'll link
We'll,
up, y'all.
we'll link up.
Thank
We'll
you.
definitely keep in touch with you guys.
Yes.
Yes, we are definitely
Thank you
looking
so
forward
much
to
for
it.
having
Thank
us.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Well,
All
we'll
right,
talk to you guys
y'all.
later. Everybody, check them out, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. All
All
right,
right, see ya.
y'all. Keep
See ya.
spreading
Bye,
hope.
guys.
Peace. Yes.
Bye.
Peace.